what actually happens to atoms as matter burns? Did you know that when matter burns, the atoms in the matter rearrange and combine with oxygen to create new molecules? A process called combustion. The law of conservation of mass states that matter cannot be created or destroyed during this process, so the amount of matter or mass remains the same before and after burning. The matter simply changes form into gases that are invisible to the human eye. For example, when wood burns, it combines with oxygen to create ashes, carbon dioxide, and water vapor. The gases float away, leaving only the ashes behind. Another example, the carbon atom in coal becomes carbon dioxide when it is burned. The carbon atom changes from a solid structure to a gas, but its mass does not change. Other things that happen to atoms when matter burns include electrons are transferred. Electrons in hydrogen atoms are transferred from carbon to oxygen. Electrons in glucose and other fuels have high potential energy, but when they fall into water, they have lower potential energy. As the atoms rearrange, the electrons release energy. Bonds are broken. In a chemical reaction, bonds between atoms and the reactants are broken. So when matter burns or undergoes combustion, it's the result of a chemical reaction between a fuel and oxygen at high temperatures. The fuel's atoms heat up and vibrate, breaking free of their bonds and become volatile gases. These gases then react with oxygen in the air, producing oxidized products: smoke, carbon dioxide, steam, light, and heat. The energy released during combustion comes from the chemical bonds in the fuel, which store energy. Chemists measure the amount of energy stored in these compounds using a quantity called the heat of formation. The energy change during combustion is the difference between the heat of formation of the products and the reactants. The law of conservation of mass states that matter is conserved during physical and chemical changes, so the same amount of matter exists before and after combustion. For example, if a 300-pound tree burns down, the remaining ashes weigh 10 pounds, and the missing is 290 pounds, which was released into the atmosphere as smoke. Summing it up, the reactants, such as wood in the campfire, have a certain amount of energy stored in their chemical bonds. This energy can be released when these materials react with the oxygen in the air, combustion, and are usually converted into the combustion products that we experience, like carbon dioxide and water.